This is my full face makeup routine. Check it out. Hi everybody. Now before I even put any makeup on, I always like to make sure I start with a clean face. So my face is pre-washed. I'll show you. Nothing on my face, nothing on my fingers. Just a completely clean face. And I always feel like if you wash your face before, you get the best result in your makeup because you're starting kind of with a clean canvas. Now, before I even put on any foundation, I always make sure my skin is moisturized, and I like to do that very lightly with a serum. And today I'll be using Beauty by Earth's Balance and Restore Luxury Face Oil. And I will just take a few drops of that. 1, 2, 3. And I'll just rub that in all over my face. Now, the reason I like to put a facial oil or a serum before I put on foundation is because I like how it blends with the foundation, and I feel like it tends to give me a more flawless finish. So while this is still fresh on my face, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty foundation in shade 260 and a wet beauty blender. And I'm just going to do one pump. I try to always stick to just one pump so that way I'm not putting too much on my face and I'm preventing myself from getting an extremely cakey result. So I like to just dab on the places where I need it to blend the most and just spread it out from there. And what I like with Fenty as well as a couple other foundations is that they are buildable. So especially with buildable foundations, I always say start with the minimal and build up as you need, instead of doing what I see a lot of people do and just putting a whole bunch on their face and blending it all in. I feel like when you put so much on your face, it ends up creating such a thick layer that in person it's so noticeable. But once again, if you're shooting for a camera, you might want your makeup thicker. But there's always little tricks or tips that you could do where it looks good on camera, but it doesn't look too much in person. Now that I have my foundation on my face, I'm just going to take my LA Girl Pro Conceal in Yellow Corrector just to tackle my bags and my dark circles. Right now my foundation covered a lot of it, so it's not too bad today, but you know, there's sometimes where it gets really dark and I don't like that. I do have protruding eyes, so I did learn that it's better to put your concealer under the crease of where your eye protrudes or where your the darkness really starts, just to get rid of that shadow effect. Actually just highlighting that shadow that under the crease area actually brightens your eye a lot more than just covering the whole thing. And one of the ways I do that is I just put the concealer corrector right here in the inner corner and on the outer corner to lift, and just blend whatever excess right there in the middle. So I'll show you. So right here, right on the outside. So yeah, just right here and right on the outside, and I'll do it for both. Okay, and I do tend to scar a lot, so I'm just going to dab that one little scar. Of course, you can use your concealer as like a highlighting point. I'm not going to do that with this one just because I want it to focus more on any scars that I have or any discoloration. It is a yellow corrector, so it's meant to tackle bluish, purplish tones. And from there, I'm just going to blend it in. So I don't know if you can see, but just by putting it under the crease, it's already brightened up my whole eye and allowed a little bit of a lift. And it's not too much, it's not too excessive. so there's not a lot of creasing, but just getting rid of the shadow or covering up the shadow under your eye can help brighten the whole under eye as a whole. So yeah, much brighter, and because I put it at the edge of my eye and went up, it also allowed for a little bit of a lifting effect, so helping to make me look more awake, if anything. From there, I'm going to add some shades to my face using Fenty Matchstick Mocha. A little bit of contouring, not too much, just right there. I don't really know how to shape my nose, so I kind of just go down it and underneath. I do know there's some people who recommend doing this like line over the nose. I don't even think I made a straight line, just to make your nose look a bit more buttony. I'm gonna try it out now, but for the most part I usually don't do that. So I'm just gonna blend that part. And for my chin, I like to go underneath because I do sometimes have chubby cheeks, and it helps to like slim my face and give me some sort of angle. So just underneath. And my biggest recommendation is, even if it looks blended, just dab away extra anyways, because last thing you want is to go outside, different lights hitting you from different angles, and somebody's like, not blended, I can see the line. So always just dab it all away. Okay. From there, I'm gonna also take Fenty Matchstick in Bamboo and just kind of go over the highlighted areas. So just right underneath where I put the concealer, on my nose, here, under the eyebrow. Yeah. So up next is eyebrows, and truth be told, I don't really know how to do eyebrows. I am not the best for it. I usually just kind of trace whatever I have if I'm using a pencil and just brush it in, or I take my Gimme Brow gel in number 4 and I just like fill in this area a bit and kind of just shape it out. But other than that, like eyebrows, somebody please show me something, because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to them. So usually what I do is I brush everything up and then I just go along the top and bring it all down. Like that, and it kind of creates an automatic curve while having the hairs that need to go up, go up. So yeah, when it comes to eyebrows, because I'm not really sure what I'm doing, I just take a gel majority of the time. I brush it up, and when it looks about evenly filled, I take that same brush and I just go across, bringing it down, so it kind of has everything in place for the most part. From there, I'm going to take my Tartelette Toasted palette, and I'm just gonna kind of do eyeshadow. So I'm gonna take it in the color Cozy, and I'm gonna take an angled brush and I'm just going to outline where I want it to end. Okay, so yeah, I want it to end there, and then I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush and kind of fluff that out, just so that way that has the like a little eyeliner effect where it's kind of more precise. It's pretty much coloring in the lines. So I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit. Now I'm just gonna go back in with Cozy and kind of fill up the whole area. So if you can see, because I did that initial angled line, I don't have to worry about cleaning it up because I already put everything in place, so that way I don't go past that line. So I'm just going to do that on the other side before I add any other colors. So now that the base is put on, I'm going to actually just add a little bit of shimmer to the center of my eye for like that little halo wide awake look. And I'm going to take it in shimmer and in candle. It's going to mix those two. And I'm just going to dab it right in the middle. Yep. And just like that, I look a little bit more awake. So I'm going to take Sunrise and I'm just going to put it right here under my eyebrow to add like a little highlight effect. Just like that. And I'm also going to take a little bit of that and just put it right on the inner corner of my eye because I don't want it to be too bright. Sometimes just to add a more like pronounced effect for the eyeliner, I like to just dab right underneath that with that Sunrise, just to give it a little bit more contrast and show that the line is a bit more pronounced right there. And then I'll just take my shimmer and just go underneath kind of halfway just to add more emphasis to my under eye. I usually tend to stick to more neutral colors for an everyday full face makeup look, so browns, tans, roses, slight golds, just anything to be in the more neutral palette. I feel like it's a palette that works well for everybody and it isn't as bold, so it can kind of go with any style, any look. Now from there, I'm gonna just take this mascara, Stila in XXX. It's Magnum, Stila's Magnum mascara, and I like to just get this on before I finish anything else on my face because to me mascara takes a while to dry and I don't like putting it at the end right before setting spray because that can cause it to kind of run on my face if I'm putting the setting spray while the mascara is still wet. So I'm gonna take that and whew. Okay, mascara's on. I'm gonna let it dry, and while I'm letting it dry, it's time to put on one of my top 2 favorite makeup products, which is blush. And I'm going to be using Tarte's Amazonian Clay in Peaceful. So it's a nice pink peachy color. And I always say with blush, make sure you get the color that works best for your skin tone. Sometimes getting it too red can just cause like a streaky color or actually make you look paler than you actually are instead of that nice flush youthful skin that you usually go for when you wear blush. So try to always get something that complements your skin tone. Now with this, I like to actually get a lot because when I laugh or I smile too hard, my face does turn red. So I try to just mimic that look. Just gonna put it here. So I like to just go in a circle and kind of bring it out because when I do blush, my whole face turns red and I just want to mimic that. But also I don't want it to be too extreme because if I am laughing, I don't want it to be like overtly blushy. From there, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty Killawatt Highlighter in Sandcastle and This is one of my favorite highlighters. I just take a little bit and I kind of go lightly on my nose, the bridge area, up here. And then I like to just run it here, but I also like to bring it from eyebrows down. Just like that. Then I like to just right on my upper lip. And that is my highlight. And last but not least is lips. And I like to outline my lips in 2 colors from Urban Decay 24-Hour Glide On. I like to use Uptight and Stark Naked because my lips are actually kind of 2 different colors. So Uptight matches my bottom lip, whereas Stark Naked matches my top. So I'm gonna use Uptight and I'm just gonna do an outline. And I like to just come in on the corners, fill that up. And then I'll go in with Stark Naked and I'll fill in whatever else I didn't miss and kind of blend those areas in. And I like to do this because it gets my lips to be roughly the same color. So some consistency, and usually from here I'll take like a Vaseline or a lip balm, or in this case I'm going to take Fenty Beauty's Gloss Bomb and I'm just going to put it right on. And this is the Gloss Bomb in Glass Slipper. So it's just a nice clear gloss bomb. And if anything, I'll take my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray and just... And that's it. We're done. This is my makeup routine. It's very, very simple and it gives you room to play. It's a very neutral color palette, but it does brighten your face up a bit. Oh. I wasn't even recording.